Don't mind me, just setting up my timer. I got this. So hey everyone, how's it going? This feels so weird to say that. Sorry about that. It is a gajillion degrees here, even at nighttime. And I don't have an air conditioner, so I have to make do with what I got. So yeah, anyway, this is my first video on this channel where I'm gonna be talking about my transition and how it's going and how everything about it is happening and what I'm noticing and steps that I took in order to start the transition, as well as stuff along the way that I find that might be complications or just stuff that I want to bring up. I guess first I should talk about how far I am into this. Alright, so I just got my my fourth needle a couple of days ago. It goes into the upper arm about 3 fingers down from the bone into the muscle, and that's the testosterone. That's what helps me transition from the female to the male. So yeah, I just got the fourth needle of that, and in a couple of days, I go in for my 2-month appointment. Now, the 2-month appointment is really important in this transitioning path because it's basically the point of saying yay or nay in terms of like if this transition is right for you. So far, I've been feeling like a lot of the changes during this have been positive. I've been feeling more like myself as I go along. And when I do wear, I have a binder. When I do wear that out in public to mask my overly gigantic breasts, whoever frickin' genetics gave this to me, when I wear that in public, I feel so much more comfortable. And this has been a long-term problem. It started, I'd say, like, I think it was about 2006, 2005, when the teachers started to kind of notice that I was having my gender dysphoria. In fact, there's a whole document about it in their school history files. And I'm not doing this based on that. I'm doing this based on basically just appearing as I am on the outside as I feel on the inside. Out even that, there's a lot of confusion with this whole process, and there's a lot of negatives that have come with it. I recently lost a doctor that was prescribing me medication because what he did when I went into his office, when he found out that I was getting the gender change, was completely inappropriate. His reaction to it was completely inappropriate. He out and out told me to stop taking the testosterone, to not, or no, this was just before I was starting, so he out and out told me not to do this. He just said, don't do this at all. And, it was very upsetting, honestly, and, but you know, he's always kind of, I don't know, he's always kind of been sort of off in terms of talking to me. Yeah, and I haven't told my family yet. I mean, the pictures that I have been posting on Facebook, well, obviously, one of the things that I noticed, and it occurred probably within the first couple weeks, was the vocal changes. I've been very much more loud when I speak and much more confident when I speak, and so it's really great because usually when I phone people on the phone, I have a lot of anxiety around that, but lately it's been a lot better, so there's that. And it's been kind of a roller coaster, if you will. Like, some days my voice will be just baritone as hell. It'll be just deep And then some days I'll go right back up to that really high-pitched voice that I can't do right now. So it's kind of weird, like not even high-pitched, but you know, just more feminesque, if you will. So there's definitely the vocal changes that have been happening, and then the facial changes that have been occurring. So I've been getting a lot of facial hair. I actually had to shave it because it was kind of growing in weird little patches, and I don't know. I kind of screwed that up too. Noob to shaving. I didn't apply like shaving cream or anything like that. I just started to go at it with the razor, and you know, I didn't cut myself or anything, but I found out afterward that that wasn't something that I was supposed to do, that I wasn't supposed to just take the razor and go wee. So what I did was I got signed up with the Dollar Shave Club. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but they have really cool loot boxes, so I thought I would give it a shot. Not sponsored by it, but if anyone wants to look into that, I'll put a link in the description. You can check them out. There's obviously been other physical changes. My chest has been getting smaller. Not like by huge ratios or anything, but definitely it's been kind of shrinking. And then stuff has been growing in other areas. I don't know if I'm exactly comfortable about talking about that yet, but we'll see as things go along. I'm sure 90% of you can actually guess what I'm talking about. So far, I just feel so much more confident with who I am and everything, and just wearing the binder, it is kind of suffocating. Like, it's not as suffocating as going through like the tensor bandage binder, and I am telling everyone out there right now, do not bind yourself with tensor bandage. It might be a cheap alternative to the binder, but really there are services out there who donate binders to people in need. You know, they will send you out a binder practically for free. Like, I think there's services out there that'll actually just send it for free. You just need to tell them your size and you'll get one. But do not bind with tensor bandage. I'll try to find one of those services and put the link in the description. I can't make any promises because there are very few of those services out there, but they are out there. Tensor bandage binder, I used to do that when I was a teenager, and it's incredibly suffocating. It's damaging. Like, I basically had that going for 1 week. Not even just 1 week. Like, I kept going after the incident with it. But basically, I had every single day I would go to school that I'd have my chest all bound up with the binder, the tensor bandage, and it's not even that it was too tight, because I also made sure sometimes that my friend would do up my chest in a way that wasn't too tight either. There was a lot of breathing problems. Like, I didn't notice it for the first probably day or two wearing it, but I think it was like the third day, halfway in, I started to notice that I just couldn't really breathe very well. It was kind of like half suffocating, if you will. And then after a bit, it just got worse and worse and worse. At some point, it got to a point where I just had to run out of class. I didn't even ask the teacher to get out of class or anything. I just had to get the hell out of there. I found the nearest bathroom. At that point, I didn't even care what the label was on the door, and I got that tensor bandage off of my chest because, oh my god, I could not breathe, and I think I was probably like this close to passing out. You know, I don't know if that's an exaggeration or not, but that's how horrible it felt. It might seem like the same thing as these binders here, but it's not necessarily. Like, obviously, after wearing the binder for like a full day or so, I can still feel like there's a little bit of breathing problems, but it's not as huge it's not as huge as the as when I was doing the tensor banded. Now I want to talk about the process that I did to start up this whole thing, because I feel like that's not talked about enough. I'm in no way like an expert at finding things, but I'm gonna share with you my process and maybe that'll help. What I did was I went on to Kijiji. Now Kijiji is like a Canada version of Craigslist. It's and I don't know if Kijiji has been spread over to America yet or not, but I went over to Kijiji and I asked on there, I said, hey, you know, I'm transgender, I need help, I need to find services. And somebody replied to me within the community who knew of a place to go. Now again, I'm not a professional at finding things, but as soon as I found out that that was the place that I needed to go to, what I did was I Google searched it, found the phone number for the place, called them up, told them my situation, and after that they actually set up an appointment for me, and the process got started rather easily. Actually, I was super thankful for that because the doctor was really friendly. I went into that appointment nervous as heck, partially because I wasn't 100% sure that I had signed on with the right doctor, but so the testosterone shots that were prescribed to me and the nasal blocker Superfact was prescribed to me. Those are covered under my income supports. I don't have a job. I'm just throwing that out there. So I don't have a gajillion dollars to be spending on these shots or the nasal spray, but it's all covered. And that's the best part about this whole thing. Well, I can't even say that's the best part. The fact that I'm started on this path is really the best part, and you know, I'm gonna keep updating you guys here and there. I can't say that my videos are gonna be daily, but I will definitely help out, and if you have any questions, put it in the comments section below and I will totally get to that. Even if it's questions like, you know, not necessarily about the process, but, you know, how are you feeling today with this sort of stuff or anything like that, I'm totally open to answering those kind of questions too. Anyways, I think I've gabbed on enough about this, and I really appreciate that you're here. If you're here, I hope that I can help you with this. I know it was a pain in the ass to get started for me, so it's probably a pain in the ass for everyone else to get started too, and it's never really laid out for anyone, so that's my goal for this. I want to make this whole process a little more widely known and a little more obvious and a little more open to the public and a little more, hey, you know, let's talk about this. Let's not just look at the topic, let's actually have a discussion about it. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you want those updates, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!